Very much, Karen. Welcome to Romford Central Library. It's very fitting that this whole competition was set up by Sir Andrew Motion. We last met Sir Andrew, he said, as if I met him often, when he came to Romford Library to reopen this library after quite a major refurbishment. And one of the interesting things we learnt is that his father used to manage Romford Brewery, which sadly is no more, but was very close to here. So all good things come from Romford, of course. So I'm going to read you a brief poem. As Karen threatened you, it is in Russian, but it is only 8 lines long, so you don't have to endure it very long thinking, we don't understand, or most of you probably don't understand a word of this, Andrew. The reason why I chose this poem, which is by a mid-19th century Russian poet called Tyutchev, and Tyutchev was also a diplomat, he worked a lot in Germany, but the reason why I chose it is because I think, although a short poem, I think the sound of the language here has an epic sweep to it, which I think, probably not the way I read it, but if you hear it read properly, I think you can enjoy it anyhow. What he's saying in the poem, which is also, I think, a beautiful thought, is he's basically saying his soul would like to be a star, but not a star at night when it's looking down on the sleeping world and everybody can see the star. He wants to be a star during the daytime. His soul wants to be a star during the daytime, when it is outshone by the sun and can just exist. Душа хотела бы быть звездой, но не тогда, как с неба полуночи сии светили, как живые очи глядят на сонный мир земной. Но днем, когда сокрытие, как дымом палящих солнечных лучей, они, как божество, горят светлее в эфире чистом и незримом.
I'll be performing The Shout by Simon Armitage. We went out into the schoolyard together, me and the boy whose name and face I don't remember. We were testing the range of the human voice. He had to shout for all he was worth, and I had to raise an arm from across the divide to signal back that the sound had carried. He called from over the park. I lifted an arm. Out of bounds, he yelled. From the end of the road, from the foot of the hill, from beyond the lookout post of Fretwell's farm. I lifted an arm. He left town. Went on to be 20 years dead, with a gunshot hole in the roof of his mouth in Western Australia. Boy with the name and face I don't remember. You can stop shouting now. I can still hear you.
Goodbye, by Alan Lewis. So we must say goodbye, my darling, and go, as lovers go, forever. Tonight remains to pack and fix some labels and make an end of lying down together. I'll put a final shilling in the gas and watch you slip your dress below your knees and lie so still I hear your rustling come modulate the autumn in the trees. And all the countless things I shall remember lay mammy close of silence round my head. I fill the carafe with a drink of water. You say, we paid a guinea for this bed. And then we'll leave some gas, a little warmth for the next resident, and these dry flowers. And then turn your face away, afraid to speak the big word, that eternity is ours. Your kisses close my eyes, and yet you stare as though God struck a child with nameless fears. Perhaps the water glitters and discloses time's chalice and its limpid, useless tears. Everything renounced except ourselves. Selfishness is the last of all to go. Our sights are exhalations of the earth. Our footprints leave a track across the snow. We made the universe to be our home. Our nostrils took the wind to be our breath. Our hearts are massive towers of delight. We stride across the 7 seas of death. Yet when all is done, you will keep the emerald placed upon your finger in the street. And I will keep the patches that you sewed on my old battle dress tonight. My sweet. Thank you.
A bank manager's rapid signature of hair on the bath enamel. Twist and tell to confirm that I have missed you by a minute. Mat on the floor stamped vigorously with wet. Your absence palpable in a misty, trickling, inexhaustible ghost that occupies the whole room. I cannot rub it away. The room clings to me with such a perfume of soap and sweat that I can only stop to think how somewhere else you may be standing, naked, lonely, amid of downfall, dampish towels. The end. I'm spending my time imagining the worst that could happen. I know this is not a good idea, and that being in love, I could be spending my time going over the best that has been happening. The phone rings heralding some disaster, sirens, or it doesn't ring, which also means disaster, sirens, in which case would ring me to town. Nobody knows. The future is a long, loved hand, an empty cup, a marriage, a full house, 1 night per week in strangers' white sheets. Forget tomorrow, you say. Don't mention love. I try. It doesn't work. I sought the postman for a letter. I look for flowers. I go over and over our times together, reread them. This very second I am waiting on the phone. Silver service. I polish it. I dress for it. I'll give it extra in return for your call. Infuriatingly, it sends me hoaxes, wrong numbers or worse, calls from boring people. Your voice disappears into my lonely cotton sheets. I am trapped in you. I can't move. I want you all the time. This is awful. Only a photo. Come on, damn you, ring me, or else. What? I don't know what.
Blackout is endemic to the land. People have grown sixth sense in sonic ways, like bats emerging out of shadows into the light of their own flesh. But the car headlamps coming towards us make it seem we're in some third world movie, throwing potholes and houses exaggeratedly. The fresh white painted and grey ramshackle, blending into snug relief. And inside, the children are still hovering. Hopeful moths around the fitness box, immune to the cloying stench of toilets that can't be flushed. The children, all waiting on an electric spell to come and trigger a movie. The one featuring America played out endlessly in their heads. While back outside, coconut vendors decapitate the night. Husky heads cutlassed off in the medieval glow of bottle lamps. And everywhere there's a fitting and things coming into being. In a night where football is an act of faith. A group of young girls huddled in a questionable doorway. And the sudden dim horizontal of an alleyway. And the occasional generator lit big house. Obscenely bright, hurting the soft iris of darkness. In the walnut movie, slow reading under the endless cinema of the skies. Thank you.
The Rights of Women by Anna Letitia Barbauld. Yes, injured woman, rise, assert thy right. Woman, too long degraded, scorned, oppressed. O born to rule impartial laws despite, resume thy native empire, aware the breast. Go forth arrayed in panoply divine, that angel pureness which admits no stain. Go, bid proud man his boasted rule resign, and kiss the golden sceptre of thy reign. Go, gird thyself with grace, collect thy store of bright artillery glancing from afar. Soft, melting tones, thy thundering cannons roar. Blushes and fears, thy magazine of war. Thy rights at empire urge no meaner claim, felt, not defined, and if debated, lost. Like sacred mysteries which, withheld from fame, shunning discussion, are revered the most. Try all that wit and art suggest to bend of thy imperial foe the stubborn knee. Make treacherous man thy subject, not thy friend. Or the licentious, restrain the rude, soften the sullen, clear the cloudy brow. Be more than prince's gifts thy favours sued. She has us all who will the least allow. Then, abandon each ambitious thought. Conquest and rule thy heart shall feebly move. In nature's school, by her soft maxims taught, that sacred rights are lost in mutual love.
4, and I gave them to my 8-year-old granddaughter, and I said, which of these shall I do? This is her choice. He used to write these poems, I'm dragging this out, but he used to write these poems for his kids, and some of them are hysterical and some of them are very funny. In the land of the Bumblebee Boo. In the land of the Bumblebee Boo, the people are red, white, and blue. They never blow noses or ever wear closes. What a sensible thing to do. Oh, the Bumblebee Boo, that's the place for me and you. So hurry, let's run, the train leaves at 1 for the land of the Bumblebee Boo. The wonderful Bumblebee Boo, boo, boo. The wonderfully Bumblebee Boo. In the land of the Bumblebee Boo, you can buy lemon pie at the zoo. They give away foxes in little pink boxes and bottles of dandelion stew. Oh, the Bumblebee Boo, I won't bother with that one. In the land of the Bumblebee Boo, you never see a canoe, but thousands of cats wearing trousers and hats made of pumpkins and pelican glue. Oh, the Bumblebee Boo, that's the place for me and you. So hurry, let's run, the train leaves at 1 for the land of the Bumblebee Boo. Oh, wonderfully Bumblebee Boo, boo, boo. The wonderfully Bumblebee Boo.
I'll be performing The Inquest by W.H. Davies. I took my oath I would inquire, without affection, hate, or wrath, into death of Ada Wright. So help me God, I took that oath. When I went out to see the corpse, the 4 months babe that died so young, I judged it was 7 pounds in weight and little more than 1 foot long. One eye, that had a yellow lid, was shut. So was the mouth that smiled. The left eye open, shining bright. It seemed a knowing little child. For as I looked at that one eye, it seemed to laugh and say with glee, what caused my death you'll never know. Perhaps my mother murdered me. When I went into court again to hear the mother's evidence, it was a love child, she explained, and smiled for our intelligence. Now, gentlemen of the jury, said the coroner, this woman's child by misadventure met its death. I, said we, the mother smiled, and I could see that child's one eye, it seemed to laugh and say with glee, what caused my death you'll never know. Perhaps my mother murdered me. Thank you.
By Charles Sawley. When you see millions of the mouthless dead across your dreams in pale battalions go, say not soft things as other men have said, that you'll remember, for you need not so. Give them not praise, for death, how should they know? It is not curses heaped on each gashed head, nor tears. Their blind eyes see not your tears flow, nor honour. It is easy to be dead. Say only this, they are dead. Then add thereto, yet many a better one has died before. Then, scanning all the o'ercrowded mass, should you perceive one face that you loved heretofore, it is a spook. None wears the face you knew. Great death has made all his forever.
I'm going to be reciting The Deathbed by Siegfried Sassoon. He drowsed and was aware of silence heaped round him, unshaken as the steadfast walls, aqueous like floating rays of amber light, soaring and quivering in the wings of sleep. Silence and safety, and his mortal shore lipped by the inward, moonless waves of death. Someone was holding water to his mouth. He swallowed, unresisting, moaned, then dropped through crimson gloom to darkness, and forgot the opiate throb and ache that was his wound. Water calm, sliding green above the weir. Water a skylit alley for his boat, bird-voiced and bordered with reflected flowers and shaken hues of summer. Drifting down, he dipped contented oars and sighed and slept. Night, with a gust of wind, was in the ward, blowing the curtain to a glimmering curve. Night, he was blind. He could not see the stars glinting among the wraiths of wandering cloud. Queer blots of colour, purple, scarlet, green, flickered and faded in his drowning eyes. Rain, he could hear it rustling through the dark. Fragrance and passionless music woven as one. Warm rain on drooping roses. Pattering showers that soak the woods. Not the harsh rain that sweeps behind the thunder, but a trickling peace, gently and slowly washing life away. He stirred, shifting his body, then the pain leapt like a prowling beast and gripped and tore his groping dreams with grinding claws and fangs. But someone was beside him. Soon he lay shuddering because that evil thing had passed. And death, who'd stepped toward him, paused and stared. Light many lamps and gather round his bed. Lend him your eyes, warm blood, and will to live. Speak to him, rouse him, you may save him yet. He's young, he hated war. How should he die when cruel old campaigners win safe through. But death replied, I choose him. So he went, and there was silence in the summer night, silence and safety, and the veils of sleep. Then, far away, the thudding of the guns.
Thank you very much.